Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Recycling Limited Q3 FY24 earnings conference call hosted by Kirin Advisors. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Chandni Chande from Kirin Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. On the behalf of Kirin Advisors, I welcome you all to the conference call of Recycling Limited. From management side, we have Mr. B.K. Soni, Chairman and Managing Director. Now I hand over the call to Mr. B.K. Soni. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Chandni. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to extend a warm welcome to everyone joining us for the 9-month and Q3 FY24 conference call, where we will be diving into our performance and its highlights. I am here today alongside our esteemed colleague, Mr. Sanket Munde, Senior Accountant. Let's delve into the insights and achievements of this period together. Before we delve into the financial performance, I would like to shed light on the promising landscape of e-waste recycling and our dedicated initiatives towards fostering a circular economy. Electronic devices are intricate assemblies of various materials, including batteries, plastic, glass, and metals, necessitating careful processing to prevent environmental contamination. Prior to the entry of Recycling Limited in this challenging field in 2005, 100% collection and dismantling was carried out by the unorganized sector. Looking at the environmental and social challenges, as well as loss of commodities because of landfill, several policy decisions have been taken by the central government in 2008, followed by 2012, 2016, and finally, E-Waste Management Rules 2022 came into force to regulate movement of electronic waste. Gradually, the shift is happening from informal to formal, but a lot is yet to be done to reach to the target level set by the Ministry of Environment and Forest for the producers. The soul of the present rule is to effectively implement extended producer's responsibility, keeping environment protection responsibility in mind. DataBridge, a market research forecast that e-waste market to reach $167.22 billion by 2030. That is up from $63.79 billion in 2022, with a CAGR of 12.8%. In India, where annual e-waste generation is around 3.2 million metric ton and valued at $4 billion, is expected to grow to $10 billion in next 4 years, effectively 2.5 times of the present market size. Our entry into the market in 2005 marked a pivotal shift when we initiated scientific approach towards e-waste handling to provide proper solutions to the large corporations who otherwise follows best practices elsewhere in the world, keeping socio-environmental obligations as their primary responsibility. Our initiative garnered widespread adoption amongst MNCs, NBFCs, global IT, home appliance, and medical equipment producers. Ecorico is India's first and leading professional e-waste management company that has set industry benchmarks time and again with its innovative and environment-friendly disposal practices. As the industry pioneer and market leader, Ecorico provides an end-to-end, seamlessly integrated solution for e-waste management to its clients, including multinational companies, Indian large corporations, retailers, bulk consumers, original equipment manufacturers, government, educational institutions, and all other entities willing to discard their e-waste in an environment-friendly manner. As government regulations evolve, initiatives such as Extended Producer's Responsibility, commonly known as EPR, is gaining traction, mandating producers to take onus of collection till recycling of end-of-life electrical and electronic equipment. Growing emphasis on circularity and self-sustainability has increased the requirement of scientific recycling of e-waste and enhanced business potential for Eco Recycling Limited. Eco Recycling Limited recognized for innovation in e-waste management and has been praised by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji during his 97th Mann Ki Baat on 29th January 2023. The company's groundbreaking initiative, Recycling on Wheels Smart ER, endorsed by the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, was inaugurated by the Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh on 2nd October 2023. This initiative has been introduced to increase formalization of e-waste recycling with eco-friendly practices, worker safety, and aligning with the extended producer's responsibility as well as circular economy principles, alongside supporting Swachhata Hi Seva and Prime Minister Shri Modi's Cleaner India vision. Eco Recycling Limited assigns its robust financial performance to recycling of high-value metal-containing e-waste, refurbishment and resale of IT equipment, global partnership, and other allied services. As far as EPR business is concerned, after all the challenges, the CPCB portal is completely functional now, and EcoReco has started transferring credits to its extremely reputed and fully compliant producer clients. The revenue from EPR services will form part of the company's prospective revenue of Q4 for the first time. The company's fully documented assistance to global brands in meeting their EPR obligation through EcoReco extends them full relaxation. Furthermore, the addition of new capacity of 18,000 metric ton in February 2024 strengthens Eco Recycling Limited's ability to meet growing demand and sustain its trajectory of success. At this point of time, I would like to share that there was a fire in our facility on 15 January 2024, which was completely extinguished in some hours. I would like to inform that EcoReco's current and fixed assets were completely insured and are insured, and claim was lodged within 24 hours with all necessary documents. I would like to inform our esteemed investor that the normal operations was also resumed very quickly with the permission of the insurance company. Now I would like to deal with the company's financial performance during 9 months, that is Q3 of financial year 24. I am sure you all would have an opportunity to go through the numbers. For the sake of convenience, I am just reading a few. In 9 months FY24, our revenue surged impressively by 64.71% year-on-year basis to 27.61 crore. Our EBITDA reached to 20.41 crore, representing a remarkable year-on-year growth of 87.76% and leading to a significant 907 basis points increase in EBITDA margin. Net profit stood at 19.33 crores, making a substantial year-on-year growth of 292.89%. Moving to Q3 of financial year 24, revenues continue upward journey, growing by an impressive 58.42% on year-on-year basis to 9.6 crores. EBITDA for the quarter reached to 7.37 crore, resulting in a 911 basis points increase in EBITDA margin. Net profit for Q3 of financial year 24 stood at 6.24 crore, demonstrating a notable year-on-year growth of 65.01%. The remarkable performance of our company during this quarter underscores our unwavering dedication to excellence. We have witnessed substantial increase in both total income and net profit, with the latter experiencing a remarkable surge of 293% for the 9 months of FY24 compared to the corresponding period in FY23. This outstanding growth reflects our steadfast commitment to achieving remarkable results and signifies a significant milestone in our journey of progress and success. I express my gratitude to all our stakeholders for their unwavering support and trust in our company and its initiatives. With confidence in our business model and the increasing awareness surrounding waste recycling, EcoReco is poised to deliver significant growth for our stakeholders in the coming future. Having provided this overview, I am now pleased to open the floor for questions from all the participants. Thank you so much on behalf of myself and Sanket Munde. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Namish Gupta from Namish Gupta and Company. Please go ahead.
Hello. My voice is audible?
Sir, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, congratulations for a nice set of numbers.
Thank you so much, Manish.
Sir, my query is regarding employee benefit expenses and other expenses, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I see that in March 2022 and March 2023, your employee benefit expenses were 2.8 crore and 2.91 crores.
Mm-hmm.
While for the 9 months, it is just 2.04 crores, sir. I mean, and there is a remarkable shift in revenue. I suppose you are hiring people, you are increasing your turnover. Then in absolute values, your employee benefit expenses should have increased while it has decreased actually. And same is the case in other expenses, where in March 23, there were other expenses of 5 crore. But in 9 months, other expenses are just 1.45 crores, sir.
Yeah.
Can you just clarify this, sir?
Sure, Namish. Thank you so much for both the queries, and they are favorable queries for the company, as you will appreciate that. That company always believes in cost cutting, and at the same time, revenue generation has to be, has to increase per capita or per employee strength. That is the philosophy what we follow. So we provide extensive support to our existing teams in such a way that they can deliver higher and higher versus hiring those high expenditure employees who probably are not in that proportion delivering to the results. So cost cutting was one of the areas where we work for.
But sir, how is it possible that if your expenses in March 23 were 5 crore in other expenses, your turnover was 18 crore, in absolute terms, your turnover is increasing so much, while your other expenses are decreasing drastically, sir. This is my concern that how can it decrease so much? It can remain at the same level, or there can be a reduction of 10 to 20%, but there are a reduction of, I think, 50%.
No. If you look at the 9 months number, is against 213 lakhs, there is a 204 lakhs employees benefit, in 9 months of 23. and as against 193 of other expenses. I'm talking about standalone results. And as against 193
consolidated level, sir.
Okay. There must not be a major difference between the two, but let me go through that. So employees cost benefit 213 versus 204 is the same, and as against other expenses 193 versus 145. So other expenses are consisting of some other expenses which probably might have been of one-time nature during the year 31st December 22, that is 9 months, as against 145 for this year's 9 months. So I will have to check on whether there was any abnormal expense was there during that period. So other expenses is an addressable concern. There is no problem. As far as employees benefit, I talked to you about 213 versus 204 in 9 months. There is a fall of only 4%. Okay.
I mean, that is fine. On employee benefit, I am fine, but on other expenses, I am more concerned. Since
right. So I will just check. You kindly hold on your query. I will take this query once again, while Sanket will just check in the accounts whether there was any abnormal expenses in the 9 months consisting of 193. Yeah.
Sure.
1 second. Just hold on.
Okay, sir.
So let me offer an explanation. You will probably find that cost of material consumed.
Okay.
There, what we used to do, your transport cost, we used to take it to other expenses. Now we have merged it along with the cost of material consumed itself. So that was the value addition or suggestion from the auditors. So we have shifted that expense of logistic expense to the direct cost under the cost of material consumed itself.
Okay. So, sir, I mean, just in this only, I mean, for March 23, your other expenses is 4.95 crores, while for 9 months, I mean, for till December 22, it was 1.93 crores. So, are there any abnormal expenses in March 23 quarter which will not be repeated?
Yes, you are right. That 495 is consisting of the tax. 1 second. What is that? See, there was a sundry debtors which were written off as we reported in the last year's annual report now. So there was a
How much is the amount, sir?
1.98 crore was the abnormal expenses which was written off during that period. So effectively it means to say it is 2.95 or 2.97 crore as against 495. And there was one more item which was written off. What was that? So majority of that was a write-off only because of that, which is not repeated now.
So, I mean, you mean to say these other expenses like of 57 lakhs in this quarter, these are only the normal range. So in next quarter, in March 24 quarter, there will not be any abnormal kind of other expenses, correct?
You are absolutely right. You will see that other expenses quarter to quarter is close to about 60 lakhs rupees on an average, which is maintained and which will continue to remain.
Okay. Then I'm fine, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will join in you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to please restrict your questions to 2 questions per participant. We have the next question from the line of Gurbakshish Ahuja from KPMG. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Sir, I have 2 questions, one related to the capacity utilization. So what has been the capacity utilization so far for the 9 months FY24 period? And what is the guidance that you can give for for FY25 on the capacity utilization front, at least for H1 FY25?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ahuja. So as far as the capacity utilization in this 9 months period is close to about 40% we have achieved. And against 7,200 metric ton, nearly about 3,000 metric ton has been achieved. And we continue to see this same number may probably reach to around 4,000 by end of March. That is what we envisage. And secondly, as far as the guidance for 24-25 is concerned, I maintain my previous communication that we will achieve nearly about 12,000 metric ton with both the facilities put together. Around 6,000 metric ton will be utilized in the existing facility and 6,000 metric ton in a new facility. About 12,000 metric ton we will achieve during 24-25. We expect to achieve that.
Okay. Can I have a follow-up question on this, sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we understand, I think, from our previous conversations from the conference call of the previous quarter, that there is a significant push from the government, and the sector is seeing those tailwinds, right? And so why do you think that we cannot achieve a better utilization in the first half? I mean, is there an issue with the demand, or it takes time to scale up the operation?
No, Mr. Ahuja, both these factors are not applicable. It is the policy of Eco Recycling Limited. We do not want to get into the business which are volumetric. Like you kindly just consider there are three different streams of supply. One is on IT devices and telecommunication. Second is home appliances. And third is medical equipment. Our focus remains on the first category of IT and cellular phones, and also added medical equipment. These are very, in terms of the weight, they are less as far as the first category is concerned, and medical equipment is number-wise it is less. So, but in terms of the value, they are very high containing metal. As against the home appliances, which are volumetric and lots of weight is there, but value-wise they are very significantly low. So if I use the capacity, even 50% of my installed capacity, I achieve a business of 150% in terms of value. While if I do the business of home appliances of 100% even, I don't achieve that kind of value chain. It might be far lower than the average of IT and mobile communication. So our policy is to focus on IT and communication devices.
Understood. That's very helpful. So is that the reason that our EBITDA margins are at the levels that they are, and they will continue to be?
You are right. Absolutely, Mr. Ahuja. We wish to maintain the same, and we are putting our all best efforts that we only accept that material which is high value metal containing, and other services are associated with that, like data destruction or any other. That is our focus rather than running behind the volume.
Okay, got it. And sir, by when do you think we'll be able to completely utilize our, I think, combined capacity of somewhere around 25,000 metric tons that we have, or 27?
During 25-26, we envisage we will certainly achieve 25,000 metric tons.
Got it. Thank you so much, sir. That was very helpful.
Pleasure, Mr. Ahuja. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shubham Upadhyay from the Microcap Minute. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Congratulations on good set of numbers. So I wanted to ask, in the last phone call you had mentioned that revenue from the extended producer responsibility fees will be start showing from the third quarter. So do we have any kind of breakup for it? Like how much percentage of the revenue is being contributed by EPR?
Correct. Shubham, as I mentioned in my communication just now, and I said that quarter 4 will be the first quarter when EPR fees will be incorporated or will be collected from the producers. Up to the quarter 3, there was no EPR fees, and therefore this results what is there in your hand is without EPR fees. Whatever you will see in quarter 4 only.
Okay, so do we have any kind of long-term contracts when it comes to EPR fees?
Yes, we do have, and with very, very reputed brands.
Okay. And if you can give some highlight on how much is the average duration of those contracts?
I won't be able to share that because this is something which I do not want my competitors should have a knowledge of.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I will rejoin the queue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gunit Singh from Counter Cyclical PMS. Please go ahead.
I wanted to talk about the guidance for FY25 and FY26 in terms of top line and bottom line, but I think that has been discussed in terms of the capacity utilization. So, if I got it correctly, guidance for FY26 is utilization of 25,000 metric tons, correct?
25, 26, yes.
25,000 metric tons. Okay. And sir, what kind of operating margins do we expect to maintain steady state for FY25 and FY26?
We always work for a minimum margin side of 40%. That's our basic criteria while selecting the business or the inventory what we purchase. As well as the PR fees put together, it should be not less than 40%.
All right. And sir, how confident are we of achieving the target of 12,000 metric tons next year and 25,000 metric tons in FY26? Do we have visibility of orders in hand?
See, it's not only the effort of Ecorico, it's an effort of the government also and producers both. They are also equally eager to see that maximum obligation is met by them, and therefore we are very confident with the support of the central government's initiative of regulating this industry, as well as producers' willingness to comply with social environmental obligation. This tonnage of 25,000 metric ton in 2 years is just nothing. As against the, by then probably 5 million metric ton of e-waste will be generated in India. So I am talking about only 0.5% of the national level generation, which is very, very low quantity I am talking about.
All right. And as per the government, do they want to recycle all the e-waste that's generated in India, or what kind of, guidance do you get from the government, from central government regarding this?
No, you have to repeat your question, please. I'm sorry.
So I would like to understand what kind of, guidance does the central government provide to players like you? Do they want to recycle all the e-waste that's generated in the country, or do they have a target of achieving, say, 20% recycling of e-waste? By some time. For example,
No.
Please go ahead.
As far as the numbers are concerned, the target is concerned, this has already been announced by the central government that the producer have to achieve 50%, 60%, 70% in the following years. So that number is already there in place. And as far as the export, if you are talking about whether it will be done within India, it will be exported, if I am correctly understanding. As far as the e-waste is concerned, it is regulated under Basel Convention. So there is no export can be done from India.
All right. So sir, currently in FY24, what is the total addressable market size for the company?
Sorry, by March 24, you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay. So by March 24, we envisage to achieve a target of 4,000 metric ton, and safely you can arrive at the number, looking at the 9 months number, please.
Right. And what is the addressable market? We are doing 4,000 metric tons out of, how much, what is the total addressable market?
Out of 4 million metric ton in this year, okay, which was 3.2 million till last year, now in this year 23-24, the market size has gone to 4 million metric ton, and I'm just talking 4,000 metric ton out of 40 lakh tons, 0.1%, practically nothing.
Correct. So for 4 million metric tons, is it the volume of total e-waste generation, or is it the e-waste generated which the entities are actively willing to get recycled? That's what I want to understand.
Very pertinent question. So as far as generation is concerned, I'm talking about 4 million ton is the generation nationally. As far as target is concerned of the producer is going to be 2 million metric tons, 50%.
All right. So 2 million metric tons entities are actively trying to get recycled.
Correct. And out of that, 4,000 only we are doing, so it is 0.2%. One-fifth of 1%.
All right, great. And sir, who are our main competitors? And currently, in India, how much of e-waste is being recycled overall?
So I don't look at from the competitor's point of view, to be very honest with you. And we focus only on our client services. We focus on our volume, what we can scientifically and safely dispose of on behalf of our reputed clients. And as far as the capacity, it is 1.3 million metric ton is an installed capacity as per CPCB with 186 registered recyclers.
With 186.
186, you are right.
All right, sir. Great. That's all from my side. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajay Banya from Idea to Value. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so congratulations for the numbers. I hope
Thank
I'm
you.
audible.
Yeah, Sajay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, sir, my concern is around the, game changer. Like I read last quarter also where you mentioned that there are 50% of organized sector and 50 are unorganized, like 50-50 we are doing. So, what are the steps we are inputting to get that unorganized into RKT? Like, is there any plan to get that bigger chunk for us?
No, Ajay, our focus is very nominal quantity. We are not targeting a very huge chunk out of that market share that we want to achieve 10% of the market share of 400,000 metric ton out of 4 million metric ton. 200,000 metric ton is 5% of the market size. We do not want to achieve that kind of number at this point of time. Therefore, there is no need to engage services of the informal sector. We are directly dealing with the bulk consumers as well as the producers for this quantity, which is a very, very nominal quantity.
Okay, so we are not focusing on unorganized sector, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Darshit Shah from Nirvana Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sonny, and congratulations for a good set of numbers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Darshit. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have a few questions. So one was on the other income side of 7.65 crores in 9 months. Can you let us know what this other income constitutes of?
Yes, sir. Certainly. This is consisting of only one element, which is from the treasury income.
Okay.
Investments.
Got it. And sir, we mentioned that we have roughly processed around 3,000 metric tons in this 9 months. And excluding this other income, we have kind of made 20 odd crores revenue. So that's roughly around 70 rupee kind of realization. I know we earlier spoken that probably our average realizations are somewhere between 120, 130. So can you explain what has led to this mismatch?
No, it's not a mismatch. Let me tell you, that entire quantity is not being processed here in India. Whatever services we are providing to our global clients in about 120 countries, there the material is being collected in the respective countries and processed in the respective countries. Okay? So that material flow doesn't happen in India. It doesn't come to India. As I mentioned in our earlier reply, this particular movement of electronic waste is restricted by the Basel Convention. Okay? So whatever the services we are providing to our global clients in 120 countries, the material is being collected there, processed by the counter recyclers who are affiliated with Ecorico, and Ecorico is heading the contract with the global client. So we assign the task to them. That quantity does not get accounted for in terms of the total revenue. Only the differential amount, what we charge to the client and what we pay to the counterparty recycler in the respective countries only gets incorporated.
Got it, sir. So, but does it get counted in the 3,000 what we have processed?
No, it's consisting of both what we have processed and what we have got it processed in the different countries.
Okay. So, out of current capacity, how much do we have we processed in 9 months?
It's close to about 1,800 metric ton.
Okay. So effectively, we are kind of running at around 40% of our
You are
capacity utilization for this year?
Correct.
Would that be a right understanding?
Correct. We will reach to around 40%, 35 to 40% by the end of quarter 4.
Okay. Got it, sir. And sir, earlier we have spoken about, we have been in talks with few MNCs. So has anything materialized over the last 4 or 5 months? If you can't quantify or at least give a color on what any newer MNC contracts that we have kind of...
Yeah, that's it. Whatever I had mentioned that we already had 4 and we had signed with 2 more. So all these 6 brands are there with us and we have a long-term contract with them and we are providing them EPR services and that will be, the fee will get reflected in the current quarter.
Got it, sir. And lastly, sir, you said this EPR portal, as you understand when you read also, that it's up and running. And we read somewhere that the producers have kind of given a target, not sure whether it's true or not, around 10 lakh metric ton EPR target. So, roughly what kind of EPR revenues can we generate probably this in next year? Conservatively, yeah.
At Ecorico?
Yeah.
That should, I don't want to imagine a number, but it is going to be significant.
So
looking at the kind of capacity, looking at the kind of capacity utilization in the 24-25 of 12,000 metric ton, even if I consider half of that goes into EPR, it is 6,000 metric ton, and our rates are far higher than the market rates because we are serving to those brands which are extremely reputed and look for all the compliances in totality.
So, previously you mentioned that roughly you can expect around 10-12 rupees a kg, for the EPR. Would that be a conservative estimate?
That is, yes. That is a very conservative estimate as per according to the policy of Ecorico.
Okay, so probably we might generate a far higher number than this in terms of EPR.
We are very positive on that, and our focus will remain only client and who are fully compliant client rather than one who can accommodate the different styles.
Got it. And sir, lastly, so will be 12,000 what you are saying is our own process capacity, which what you are saying is probably move from 40%, so that's around 3,000 to 12,000 next year. That's what we are envisaging.
Absolutely, this is consisting of the global business also.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, sir, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Dashi.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Deepak Podar from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah, Mr. Deepak, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity. So, just wanted to understand. Now you mentioned about this global thing as well. so going forward, what sort of ASP one should envisage? Because this marks quite a marked difference from your 120 ASP you used to do with 65-70 rupees ASP, including this global volume we are talking about, right? So going forward, one should assume this as the norm, 65 to 70 rupees your ASP per kg?
No. Let's not get confused with this. What I would like to correct it by saying that out of this 3,000 metric ton, it is about 1,800 metric ton has been processed, and that is the fees, that is the revenue which is there at the rate of 110 or so, and which put together with other income and all, the revenue comes far higher than that. Obviously, we cannot consider other income into that, but the EPR fees which will get added from this quarter 4, we will generate a revenue of 130-40 kind of scenario.
130. So can you give the volume for second quarter and third quarter separately? What was your volume in last quarter and what is the volume in this quarter?
So the volume in this third quarter, I don't have handy with me, but it is close to about 600 metric ton.
600 metric. And what was the last quarter number?
Yeah, so it was an average of 600, you can safely say. 1800 is consisting of that.
1800. So, yes, so 1800, it comes to about 750. I mean, 450 was your volume in the first quarter, right?
But yeah, I don't remember, to be honest, Mr. Deepak, that exact number. But yes, close to about that number, 450 if I was there. And 600 is the last quarter.
Okay, so this excludes this global thing, right?
Absolutely. 1800, which I am talking about, is what has been processed in-house.
So can you give the same figure for this entire 4,000 corresponding number and 12,000 corresponding number for next year?
Yes, surely.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
Very right of you. Very, very right of you. So out of 4,000 metric ton, 2,500 will be processed in-house, maybe 2,600 kind of, and remaining 1,400 will be a global business.
Correct.
Similarly, about 8,000 and 4,000 in the next year.
8,000. And this 8,000 that we are targeting, in that we can have a ASP of 130 to 140 rupees, including your EPR benefits.
Far sure.
Okay, fair enough. I got it. And just one last thing, in terms of your margins, I mean, you mentioned what minimum you are looking at, what 40% EBITDA margin. Is that what you're saying?
You are right.
Okay, because this quarter it was about 70%. So I mean,
so I'm talking about the lower number. Although we are achieving all the quarter, in every quarter you must have seen, we are achieving 57, 56, 67 kind of percentage. But I'm talking about minimum 40% is the criteria when we undertake the business.
Correct. But realistically, what should be the margin range one should look at? I mean, 40% is a very huge difference with what we are doing right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. But that is a positive difference for you as an investor. So I assume that it should be around 60% kind of scenario.
60%, right? Right, on a steady state. Okay, fair enough. I think that's it from my side. All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viraj Mahadevia from MoneyGrow India. Please go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Somi. Congratulations on stable results.
Thank you so much, Mr. Viraj.
Sir, I had a question. I would have thought the ramp-up in revenue would have begun from the third quarter, given the government regulations coming into effect last year and compliance needs for reputed institutional businesses. But at a top-line level, we haven't shown much growth over the last quarter or so. Why is that?
So we were hoping that EPR portal will be up and running and we will get purchase orders from the producers in the last quarter of, the calendar year. In this quarter, quarter 3, we will get the lots of purchase order from the producers. But since the portal could not be rectified to the level it was supposed to, so since it did not become completely operational, none of the producers issued any purchase order, and therefore we could not achieve a higher revenue figure in this quarter. But going forward from quarter 4, we are already seeing an upward journey.
Understood. So on this 9.6 crores, had the portal been up and running with the existing level of recycling, what kind of EPR could you have done on that figure? Another 2 crores?
In 9.6 crore of 9 months?
Yes.
No, there is no EPR fee at all.
Quarter, 9.6. Had the EPR portal been up with CPCB, how much EPR certificate revenue could you have generated on top of this?
You are talking about quarter 4 or quarter 3?
Quarter 3, please.
Quarter 3, there is no EPR fee at all.
I know, but had it been up and running, how much did you have?
Okay. At least about 500 metric ton could have been done easily. So which would have added to the top line to that extent.
Which should translate into how much in revenue? Sorry.
Close to about 5 to 6 crores kind of.
Wow. So another 6 crores on top in EPR.
Yeah, right.
Okay, fantastic. And sir, if I just read through the lines on what you've discussed already of 2,500 going to 8,000, so we're talking about roughly a 3.5x revenue jump from FY24 to 25. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes, Mr. Viraj, what you have worked out is correct. That is what we are estimating because it's, as I mentioned earlier also, that It's not because of what Ecorico wants to do, but what government and producer wants to get it done from Ecorico is increasing substantially.
Correct. So last question: to fund your existing expansion, have you now monetized all your treasury holdings to fund it, and was any debt taken to complete that expansion?
No. So we could not invest yet completely. The process is on, and so far we are meeting all our obligation out of the revenue, and as well as you can notice that other income has gone up to 7.65 crore. To that extent, we have realized from the market and has been invested in expansion. The remaining investment is in pipeline and may not complete by March, but by June it will get over. Although the facility will start up and running from tomorrow itself. That is, we are formally inaugurating it tomorrow. So it will be up and running from tomorrow.
So sorry, just that question. How much was the investment in this facility, and how much have you invested already from your cash balance?
So we envisaged about 45 to 50 crore to be invested, and by now we have already done 35 crore, and remaining also we will hopefully complete by June, remaining 10-12 crores.
And that will also be done through internal accruals and
completely out of internal accrual. To that extent, we don't need any money from outside, because that is the money sitting already in the balance sheet in the form of liquid assets and generation of profits.
Fantastic. All the very best. Thank you.
So nice of you, Mr. Viraj. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Faisal Hawa from HT Hawa and Company. Please go ahead.
Sir, I'm sorry, but I have not been able to understand this, 120 countries, revenues. You mean to say that we get like something like a commission or a difference between purchase and sale, and that we include in our income here?
Okay, so good. I will explain you this. We have 4 major clients who are global clients. They are in India too. So as far as India operation is concerned, we collect it and we process it in-house. As far as the other countries are concerned, since the contract of these 4 global brands is with Ecorico, and we have been asked to provide services globally. So what we have done is we have engaged services of the counterpartners, recyclers in the different countries. They collect, they process, and we pay them fees for the complete activities. And we charge to our client in the form of fees from them only. So there is no material value coming to the balance sheet of our company, to the revenue of our company, but only the differential amount of the fees comes to the balance sheet, to the revenue.
Okay. So that's not something very material. We are doing it just to retain our customer who's a valuable customer.
This is something very interesting, but I won't be able to divulge further details on the same.
Okay, no problem. Sir, can you just see presentation, our page number 38 of our presentation? So if you see that even though our EBITDA is so high, it is almost 75-76%, and with the EPR it could almost go to 100%. The ROC and ROE still remain very low, and not only low, they tend to fluctuate a lot. So what would be a good reason for that, and will it stabilize going further?
So as we increase our capacity utilization, this will gradually improvise. Presently, our capacity utilization as against the overall investment is too low, Once we achieve a target of 8,000 metric ton or 12,000 metric ton and 25,000 metric ton, then automatically this equation will undergo change.
So, and how many clients are we adding every quarter? Because I think that would be an important metric for us, because these are like very large clients, and they may be pan-India or even worldwide. So that is one. And secondly, is it a fair statement to make that we will almost double our revenue every year for the next at least 5 to 6 years?
Okay, so as far as the number of clients addition is not very much important, but the material what we are getting from the existing client is more important. Their quantity is increasing, and that is what exactly our focus area is right now, to serve to the existing clients. It does not mean the new clients doesn't get added. And incidentally, in the quarter 3, as many as about 9-10 corporate clients have been added who are bulk consumers, who are large consumers. So this trend will continue to remain for some time because the CPCB is asking all the bulk consumer and producers to meet their obligation completely with the recyclers only. No more to deal with the informal sector. So this addition will continue to happen. But focus remains of Ecorico is on the IT and communication devices, which may be small in terms of the quantity, but large in terms of the value. And as far as the double the revenue is concerned, I safely assume that at least year 24-25 we will see that, 25-26 also we will see that. 26 onwards we have yet to look at, and we have to wait for the achievement during 25 and 26.
And so, would it be possible for any kind of a plant visit or a site visit to be arranged for investors?
Yes, we are planning sometime in April, but I'll ask Kirin advisors to discuss with all of you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Namish Gupta from Namish Gupta and Company. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I just want to understand one thing, sir. In last year, we have like many kind of abnormal expenses in quarter 4, sir. Now you have got a very good clients, like these are multinational clients who are fully compliant, and you are saying that you have written off amount approximate 2 crore rupees. So I mean, do you see? Do you still see any kind of risk on your receivables?
No. Probably there's some misunderstanding. So my clients are my suppliers are multinational companies. Okay, the big brands like HP or Dell or Apple. I'm just giving the reference of the name to understand. So I'm buying from them. While selling the metal or plastic and glass and the other inventory, what is our finished goods are there, the loss happened on that account, not on the brands, not with the brands.
Okay. So, to whom you sell, are these like small clients, small companies, or on which
that was one wrong selection of a client, the buyer, so we suffered that. But now we follow a policy of completely down payment, so hardly a gap we leave it on that subject.
And can I ask one more question, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, you are saying that your, sustainable EBITDA margins are like 40%, sir. From last 3 quarters, you are showing a EBITDA margins of approximate 60%, sir.
Gee.
So, are we getting too conservative, sir?
No. I clarified that earlier also, and I repeat it. I said that we consider minimum 40% while undertaking the business. That is the policy what we follow. But generally, we are achieving higher number than that.
Okay. Fine, sir. Fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ajay Bania from Idea to Value. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned about the new client. So do you want to give some number like how much they are going to contribute in future, maybe guidance?
So that is exactly our target, overall target, what we envisage about 4,000 metric ton to 12,000 metric ton to 25,000 metric ton. This will be added with the clients, number of clients and the producers, which we will keep on adding. So the number of clients, more important than number of clients is the quantity what we get from the consumer, from the corporate entities. So assuming that is a company known as TCS, which has so many staff, generating a huge number versus a small company, software companies. Yeah. So there is a significant difference between the two. So 50 software companies may not be equal to even one TCS.
Right. So any disclosure like you want to is it okay to disclose the name, or you want to keep?
We never done that. We have never done that, and we don't propose to do so. We don't disclose the name of our clients.
No worries. Thank you so much, sir. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Deepak Podar from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, Deepak.
Oh, yeah, so just follow up. So what's the EPR per kg average revenue one can assume? Would it be in the range of 15-20 rupees? I mean, would that be a fair number?
Sorry, you are talking about EPR fees?
Yes, EPR fees.
So, Deepak, here there is a significant difference in the approach of different recyclers. The price ranges between 7-8 rupees to 70-80 rupees. Okay. Now, what kind of client you have and what kind of material you are processing and to what level you are processing. It all depends on that. So if you are just collecting the material and dismantling the material, then you probably would like to do it for 7-8 rupees a kg. But if you are processing further, you are recycling, shredding, and you are selling the segregated material, you would like to charge accordingly. And if you are refining also and recovering the gold and everything, then probably the rates will be different. So it cannot be generalized.
Okay. But any average one can look at? I mean, for our, to understand, I mean, what sort of revenue one can generate?
So in the market, the average rate people are working around 10 rupees.
Okay.
Which Eco never entertains such inquiries. We don't work for that number.
Okay. No, the reason I'm asking is that, I mean, you mentioned somewhere that in the third quarter, if the EPR would have been there, then our, EPR revenue could have been 5 to 6 crores, right? So on a scale of, I think 600 metric ton that we have done this quarter. So to generate 6 crores, you need EPR fees of around 100 rupees per kg, right?
You're right.
The math is not matching up. Yeah. So that's
that is 10 rupees a kg it comes to.
So that means your EPR fees would have been 60 lakhs, correct? At 10 rupees.
At 10 rupees it comes to 60 lakhs.
Correct.
And at the 100 rupees it comes to that. You know, the more important figure than that is, it's consisting of two elements. One is the EPR fees by itself. And second, the quality material, what you get from the client. All put together gives you the revenue of that significance.
Okay, understood. Fair enough. And in terms of volume, I think this 2,500 metric tons volume that we are targeting in-house, right? So that figure comes to about 1,800 we have done. So last quarter we are targeting only about 700 metric tons. We have done about 600 in this. So we are not seeing as such major growth, right, in terms of volume, because we have got enough capacities. So what is that, holding us behind in terms of...
No, nothing is holding on. But when you can achieve the kind of profitability what you can achieve in a smaller quantity, as against you do a volumetric business of white goods and all, and you achieve the capacity, I don't think that kind of labor we should put in. Rather, we should have an intelligent business where we get a significant margin versus the top line growth alone.
Okay. Understood. And in the fourth quarter, when we say we will do about 700 metric tons, so you expect this EPR fees to come in fourth quarter? I mean 700 into whatever per kg fees that you might realize?
Yes. So, we envisage that.
So now we are already 1.5 months into the fourth quarter, right? So have you already booked some of the EPR fees for this 1.5 months now?
That is what exactly I mentioned in my statement, that we have started booking that, and in this quarter it will get reflected.
Okay. And the recent bookings that we would have done would be at what rate per kg?
Deepak, I won't be able to share that.
Actually, you won't be able to share that. Okay, no problem. I think that's it from my side. All the way best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viraj Mahadevia from MoneyGrow India. Please go ahead.
So if you think about your expansion being utilized now that it's come on stream, as you mentioned, over the next 2 years, how do you see the story unfolding beyond that period? When do you start thinking about your next phase of expansion?
When we start thinking what?
About the next phase of expansion beyond FY26.
We will look at that opportunity, whether we are justifying the performance during 25-26, particularly 24-25, I would say first, that what we are envisaging about 12,000 metric ton and 25,000 metric ton. We will have a clear roadmap sometimes in the mid of 25-26. If we are reaching to that number of 25, immediately my plan of putting the third facility will start.
Understood.
Till that point of time, see, I cannot guarantee the number what I envisage to achieve, but this is what exactly the market forces suggest me to achieve that number.
Right. And presumably, what is the asset turnover in your business? So for every 30 crores you invest into a facility, what kind of sales can you generate from it?
So about 50 crore if I invest, as I mentioned, in this facility of 18,000 metric ton, and if I do a combination of all the items which are white goods and IT equipment, because 18,000 metric ton I cannot get in 24-25 of IT alone, so I have to go by the white goods and all. So my top line may be in the range of 80 rupees a kg, which may be close to about 150 crore kind of top line. So we are doing three times of the asset turnover.
Understood. And do you see a working capital days still staying around sub 30 days as you scale up in the next?
That is maximum.
Right. Okay. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prateek Chaudhary from Samarthya Capital. Please go ahead.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm just continuing with the previous participant's question, where, you said you will be doing around 700 tons of volume in the fourth quarter. So will, out of this, how much will be volume that would, come under the EPR fees or would be for earmark for that?
In the quarter 4?
Yes.
So as I mentioned, about 600 to 700 metric ton we expect to achieve during this quarter. So the fees will be accordingly, whatever the rates we have with our different producers, accordingly it will be there.
700, 600, 700, all of it is for EPR?
Sorry?
Will all of it come under EPR or EPR fees? So
yeah, the EPR fees will come under the revenue from operations only. Under that head only it will come.
So I'm just trying to understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm slightly new to understanding your company. That you said that you have tied up with these big brands, right, who provide you material to be recycled.
Right.
And once and this EPR is under a government mandated platform that they necessarily have to do, right? Is that how it works?
Correct.
So and you're saying that platform will start from Q4, which is this quarter. So incrementally, is the understanding correct that incrementally all of your volume that you will procure and recycle will be through this EPR platform?
No. Procurement and sale of e-waste and the finished commodities is not going to happen through the portal. Portal will be only registering to what extent you have done the tonnages, and that tonnage has generated what kind of metals. You just have to post that, and based on that, the certificate of EPR will be issued by the CPCB. This is not a platform to purchase sale like a stock market,
Right.
It's a CPR certificate generation portal.
Okay, sir. I'll get that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as this conference was scheduled for 1 hour, we will take that as the last question. I would now like to hand the conference over to Ms. Chandni Channe for closing comments. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone for joining the conference call of Eco Recycling Limited. If you have any queries, you can write to us at research@kirinadvisors.com. Once again, thank you for joining the conference.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. On behalf of Kirin Advisors, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.